Our faculty researchers will be able to partner with Student Health Center staff to design and offer a variety of externally funded programs which will enhance UTEP's profile in the health research community as well. And at the same time, we will now be able to expand faculty practice and student training opportunities that will enhance our health professions educational programs for nursing, pharmacy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, public health, and kinesiology. Through the integration of teaching, research, and service, UTEP's new Student Health Center will become a system-wide leader in contributing to the university's progress to Tier 1. The new Student Health Center is not only more central and more accessible, but also has specialized equipment to be able to provide health services to our students with disabilities. Our new location, just right across from the Services for Students with Disabilities, provides easy access, and specialized examination tables will make it much more easier for our students who use wheelchairs and others with mobility limitations to receive care. We've also been able to enhance our emergency services with a new decontamination area and have converted the previous loading dock into an ambulance bay. Took a lot of concrete to do that. And lastly, the new Student Health Center will be fully integrated into our University Wellness Initiative and will be one of the cornerstones of our University Wellness Program. I'd like to specifically recognize the tremendous collaboration of our Utep Student Health Center team, our architect, Eckert Finning, who's with us today, our facility services and construction teams. He's over there now, he was over there. Raise your hand so we can appreciate your great work in the back there. Yeah. Our facility services and construction teams who have worked tirelessly to both design and to facilitate the timely completion of this new facility. We had a very small window of time in which we could move into the facility while the students were out on their winter break, and we made it. So we opened for business a week ago, and the students are now receiving services in this wonderful facility. And of course, none of this would have been possible without the vision and support of University President Diana Natalicio. It's my pleasure to next introduce you to the President of the University of Texas at El Paso, Diana Natalicio.
Thank you very much, Dean Curtis, and welcome to each and every one of you. Thanks for this great turnout to help us celebrate a very special occasion. I'm truly delighted that this day has come. Dean Curtis and the staff and students of the College of Health Sciences and here in the Student Health Center have done just a fabulous job, really, of envisioning and planning this new facility. And now we're celebrating the happy day that we're open for business. And I just want to congratulate each and every one of you, Dean Curtis, the faculty, the students, the staff, everybody who's been involved in planning and envisioning what this could be. I think we're all going to be very, very proud of the outcome. We have some special guests who are with us today, and I want to first thank them very, very much for taking time from their busy schedules to join us. We have 3 members of El Paso's delegation to the Texas State House of Representatives, and I'd like to introduce them and ask them to stand so we can recognize them. First, Representative Norma Chavez. Representative Marisa Marquez. And Representative Joe Moody. We are very, very grateful to all of you for all that you do for us in Austin and for the work that you accomplished during the last session of the legislature, and we look for very bright days going forward. I want to thank all the rest of you for being here. We have a number of very important people, but I'm not going to take time to single them out. Let me just thank the deans and other administrators at the university, faculty members, student leadership, and all of you who make Utep such a special place. Thank you for coming out today. Always in envisioning and planning, the primary objective of this facility has been to promote student health, allowing students to optimize their academic opportunities at Utep. This outstanding new facility, which many of you have already seen and others will see very shortly when we open the door, so much more is offered here than just Band-Aids and, say, loaner crutches. Although I'm assured that even with all of this new state-of-the-art equipment that we've installed here, the staff will still have Band-Aids, good old-fashioned Band-Aids. And I might add, I once had occasion to receive a Band-Aid from the Student Health Center, and it is a Utep minor Band-Aid. So we can be very proud of that too. The focus in the Student Health Center is on wellness. The idea is that we want our students to be well so that they can be successful. And wellness will be the focus of both available services and educational outreach. The triumph of vision that we celebrate today is one of many successes that we're proud to claim as outgrowths of our Tier 1 focused initiatives. This is progress, and it is progress that aligns with Utep's mission to provide a unique and highly talented mix of students with the academic preparation and skills, including life skills, to compete with graduates of institutions in far more affluent settings. The center will enrich our campus environment with significantly improved services while affording the College of Health Sciences and School of Nursing students expanded practical experience. We're now better able to teach and support the practice of healthful living that compounds our students' successes. Wellness, we all know, enhances achievement. And student achievement is the reason that all of us are here today and the reason that we all work so hard every single day to create opportunities for the students on this campus. Also working hard to help us maximize student achievement, and here with us today to celebrate this special occasion is State Representative Dan Branch, who is chairman of the House Higher Education Committee. Dan Branch is a graduate of the SMU School of Law and the Institute on Comparative Political and Economic Systems at Georgetown University. He holds 2 undergraduate degrees from Oklahoma Christian University, graduating summa cum laude in 1980. He is an example himself of student achievement and its outcome. Dan Branch has represented his Dallas and Park Cities district in the Texas House of Representatives since 2002, serving with distinction on numerous key legislative committees, including those most concerned with the state's support and financing of higher and public education. He can be found on nearly every best legislator's list, and of special importance to all of us at Utep was his sponsorship of House Bill 51 during the last legislative session. As I think all of you know, House Bill 51 was the bill that established Utep and 6 other public institutions of higher education in Texas as emerging Tier 1 universities and created a path forward for all 7 of us institutions to work toward achieving that Tier 1 goal. We greatly appreciate Chairman Branch's leadership, his commitment, and his sustained interest in not only the future of higher education in Texas through the creation of additional Tier 1 universities, but also his commitment and understanding of the important role that Utep can play in that bright future for Texas. So we thank you for your efforts to advance higher education for all Texans, and we thank you for the opportunity that you've created to enable Utep to pursue ever higher levels of excellence. We thank you for coming today, but most of all, we thank you for everything that you have done to make it possible for us to achieve our highest aspirations, and everything that you're going to do in future years to continue this important quest that Texas has embarked upon. Let me present, as I'm introducing you, a small token of our appreciation. Will you come forward? What we've done here is to capture a few of the views of Utep, of our beautiful campus, in this series of photographs, and we hope that as it hangs someplace that you look at a lot, you'll be reminded of us, this beautiful Bhutanese campus, and the students that we serve so well. Thank you again for being here.
Well, thank you, Dr. Natalicio and Dr. Curtis. And this is my colleagues from the legislature. It's great to be with Norma and Marisa and Joe, and they do an outstanding job for you in Austin, I can tell you. And whenever I don't pay enough attention to the far western part of the state, they remind me of it. And so they do an outstanding job. It's good to see them. And I know we're all looking forward, if the voters allow us, to go back for a really easy session next time, with not too many agencies to review on sunset, and a great budget condition. And redistricting is always a positive experience for members. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity if the voters allow us. And it's great to be here back on the beautiful Bhutanese campus with one of the real stars in the crown of higher education, and probably the best kept secret in higher education here in El Paso. This is my second trip in 25 months, and everything continues to rise, the trend lines. I had a brief session this morning with your outstanding president, who is admired not just in this region. I know she's so admired here, but I can tell you she has there's great admiration for her throughout the state and in Austin, and people listen when she talks. It's kind of like the old E.F. Hutton. Some of you are too young to remember those words. But when Dr. Natalicio talks on higher ed, people listen, and not just in El Paso, and not just in Austin or Houston and Dallas and San Antonio, but in New York City and Washington and London and other places. And so you guys are very fortunate to have such an outstanding academic leader, and I mean that. And so that's sort of a given, but thank you for having me here. It's fun to be here as you open up a new health center, and it's fun to be here as you sort of continue on the road to Tier 1 and approach your centennial. It's just coming up in a few years, so a lot of positive things. The weather's pretty good too today. I was wondering, are all cuts on campus minor cuts when you come to the center? Let me just say that my view is that health centers, and I understand this was the old bookstore, and so this is really accessible and a great location, and you've got a bigger, better, more fitting bookstore for the size of your campus now that you have expanded beyond 20,000 students. It's amazing to me the size of the campus here, but it seems to me a student health center signifies the commitment that Utep has to the students, and I know so many don't reside on campus, and so many do reside in the region and in the city and the community. And so it's important that we don't just sort of put off, particularly students who think they're invincible, their health issues. And it's really important that we have a health center and have it accessible and have it be modern and fitting for a campus this size. It seems to me also that this is an outgrowth of the dedication that the university has to the bigger picture. And Dr. Natalicio mentioned that the goal here, and she reminded me this morning, that it's all about access and excellence. In many places, people sort of roll their eyes and think you can't do that. And this to me is symbolic of the fact that Utep has this unique mission that says, hey, we're going to have access, and we're also going to prove to the world, maybe just like you did in 1966, that you can have excellence too. And so when everyone says, oh, yeah, Utep's included in emerging tier ones, but is that really a likelihood? Well, I got the look from Dr. Natalicio across her conference room table this morning, and it was a serious look, and she is dead serious about attaining this goal. And so I will leave here, and I'll get on the plane this evening, and I won't forget that. And so I look forward to big things, and I know it's going to take a little time, but you know, this is school's 100 years in the making, and so we got a little time, but as long as we're making progress. The new emerging Tier 1 universities legislation that you talked about, House Bill 51, so many of us in the legislature, I think, are proud that this was hailed as a great session for higher education this time, and along with the 6 other universities, Utep is on its way to achieving Tier 1 status, and I was pleased to have had a part in that, and we hope this will be something that will transform higher education, not just here at Utep, but across our state. Another initiative that we talk about a lot in Texas that our coordinating board is focused on is closing the gaps. And so the combination of having more students enter college and more students graduate, along with this excellence, I'm grateful that your president is saying that these two shouldn't be looked at separately, that we should look at Tier 1 and emerging Tier 1 status and closing the gaps as one and the same, and that we do need to have excellence along with our access. Uniquely at Utep, it's truly understood that providing access to large numbers of non-traditional students by no means impedes the pursuit of excellence. A lot of people don't think you can do this. Texas cannot, in fact, succeed in preparing its citizens for a prosperous future unless we all recognize and accommodate, develop the talent of the 21st century demographic, the Hispanics. Utep is doing that, and Utep is on the road to Tier 1. It seems to me that when I was flying in, I was asking someone about El Paso and Paso del Norte, and they were telling me a little bit about the history. And it seems to me if this is the place that explorers and missionaries found as the best way to go northward and then get around the Rockies, I hope someday that will be the symbol for this is the place to come to get an education to go northward toward Tier 1. And so congratulations on a new health center, Dr. Curtis, but congratulations on a bigger part of this, that this is just one other step as you guys move toward your Tier 1 status, and thank you for having me.